made the right decision? I don't know. I really don't know. Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Grassroots to Greatness. And you can see, just by looking, we've moved to Inter. Now, sorry, I just don't know if I've made the right choice. I was happy at Perugia. I was going well at Perugia. You know, everything was going, you know, honky-dory, jackanori, up to fourth in the league. And then Inter sacked their gaffer. And I didn't apply. I just thought, okay, fair enough. Well, fair play to them, whatever. You know, they're struggling in mid-table. It's understandable. So I carried on doing my thing and carried on going on and moved up into third. We were up into third at one point, but then in the last match we lost 1-0 to Torino, who have just appointed Roberto Mancini as manager. So I was a bit annoyed about that, but I thought, fuck it, we're going into the Christmas break now, the little mini Christmas break, and then we'll come back and we'll crack on. And then I got offered the interview at Inter. And I kind of thought, well, there's no reason why I shouldn't take the opportunity to at least go to the interview and see what they say. And, you know, it's the usual bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Only £8 million has been offered in transfer funds. But, you know, that's life. And then I carried on and just carried on going. Had a little look around for players at Perugia. Carried on as if I was going to be stopping at Perugia. And then I didn't expect to get offered the job because there's so many managers around at the moment that are out of work. And they came and offered me the job. And I have literally been sat here for 42 minutes. It's taken me to make the decision. I've sat there and I've stared at the screen. I've looked at the Perugia fixtures and, Perugia have got so much money coming in, especially with the sale of the goalkeeper to Man United. Real opportunity for them to really start going forward. But then there was that little bit where I was looking at Inter and I was thinking, this is a rebuilding job. And if I can take them from 14th into the top 6 between now and the end of the season, that would be a massive achievement. And I'm more of an AC Milan than an Inter Milan kind of a guy. But I don't know, it's just, I sat here just weighing this up. And now I feel like I'm doing it again, trying to justify it to myself again. Because I really did love being at Perugia. I really did. And I think if we'd have stayed there, we could have really done something massive with them. But the call of Inter Milan, you know, that just the whole thing around the club of Inter Milan was just too much for me. I just couldn't. I found myself just, I don't know, just being drawn to it, you know, just being sucked into the whole it's Inter Milan kind of mindset. And in the end, I just had to close my eyes and hit the button on the accept. And I am going to miss Perugia like mad because I loved that place. I loved the club. I thought it was a great little bit of our journey. But I think shifting on a couple of the senior players at Inter, getting a bit of money in, restabilising, going forwards, I think we could win the league with Inter. Whereas with Perugia, I think it would have been hard. We'd have had the money, but the reputation is that you've seen with the signings they've had to make, they've had to be not amazing signings. They've been good signings, but not amazing signings. Whereas the pull of Inter Milan is much bigger. And I think maybe I could have taken Perugia into Europe, but I don't think I'd have done much more with them. I think it'd have been a case of get them into Europe, see how we did in that European season, and then probably move on after that. But I think the club, I think they're in a place, but I think we'll see, I can't even get words. I think they're in a place where they could possibly finish in the top 6 this season without us. It sounds big-headed, but I don't mean it that way. But I think when a computer manager takes over, and I wouldn't be surprised if Claudio Locatelli, the manager who's just left Inter, goes in there. I mean, he's only a coach. This is the amazing thing. He's a regen. He's 31, and Inter was his first job. Look, you have a look at his thing. Look, he went straight in 2018 at Inter. He's had a season there, and they've been on the decline for a while on this save, and they've been sort of shifting towards the lower end. And selling Gomez to Lazio, I thought was silly. I don't know why they did that, because he's been great for Lazio. I just couldn't get my head around that. And I think he's ultimately made some very poor decisions, which has obviously led to him being sacked. But I could see him going in at Perugia. I think Daniel De Rossi might be in charge at the moment. Is it? No, it's Somani who's in charge at the moment, stepped up into that role. Because I have actually brought with me a couple of members of staff. I brought the assistant with me, Tardoli, and the under-20s assistant manager, Lamone, and I promoted the current assistant manager, Luca Fischetti, to under-20s manager. So I did that. I set that in place in case I decided to move, because I wanted to bring Tardioli with me, because I like him. I do like him. He's a great. He seems. It sounds stupid to say this, because he's only a computerized character in this world, but he seems like a really cool guy. He seems pretty awesome, and he's a very much of the same mindset as what I am going forward. So I'm pleased to have him with me. I wanted a familiar face with me in a new club, because we're going to have to do some harsh things. Like John Obi Mikel, gone. Handanovic, gone. Dzeko, gone. There's a few others as well that I'm just going to... They're just going. Simple as that. No messing around. They're gone. We need to freshen these boys up, and we need to do it quick, because if we don't do it quick, we're gonna be out of a job. It's simple as that. We're not going to keep our job if we don't freshen this team up pretty damn quick. They have got some great players. Don't get me wrong. They've got some very decent players. Gary Medel, probably gone. You know, Nagatomo, gone. You know, those sort of players are going. Lars Stindl, gone. That's it. Simple as that. We're coming in, and we are just going to have to be ruthless and say, right, I know who you are. I know what you're capable of, but you're getting on a bit. See you later. And they're going. And there are players in the under-20s and the under-18s who I think could progress to being really great players. I've not looked at all of them. This was one of the things I was doing, spending 42 minutes looking at their under-20s, their under-18s, assessing who I thought could kick on, who I didn't think might be able to make it. But they've got players like Diogo Jota. Okay, he looks decent. He's at Hearts at the minute, but he looks okay. You know, we could perhaps do something with him. This lad, the 18-year-old Guerri, he looks decent. Again, you know, he's on loan at Hearts as well, interestingly. He must have some sort of affiliation with Hearts, I imagine. And then there's a few other guys. There's this young guy, Loris Decolo, or however you want to say his name. He looks okay. You know, he looks like he could push on to be a decent player as well. And there's just like players creeping up throughout this team in terms of youngsters that I think could be decent. This guy, Stephen Foos, the young American lad, you know, he played 19 games last season to Empoli, and he's made 3 appearances for the first team this season. Over his Inter Milan career. You know, he could turn out to be decent if we put a bit of work in with him. So there's a lot of potential at the club. That's the thing. It's not a come in and start doing brilliantly straight off the bat. It's a come in and start rebuilding. And there's a few guys like Daniele Mancini. You know, he looks decent. There's just a few knocking around throughout the entire club that I think we could really push on. And I think if we can make a bit of money off the sales of these guys, you know, with some of the players that I want to get rid of, some of the players that will want to go, simple as that, like Sisto here. He's not been used at all, really. They've really not utilised him this season under the management that's in at the minute, and he wants to leave. You know, so the question is now, do we sort of say to him, give us an opportunity, my friend, give us an opportunity to utilise you, and then You know, let me look at you, let you look at me, see how we get on. It's all of that has got to come into it. We've got to look throughout this entire squad and just really start to build on something here. We need to do something to build. We're at home to Udinese in 8 days. Okay, and that is not going to be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. You know, they are a decent team and they've got some decent players. They're 5th in the league. They're doing very, very well. And, I mean, we're only 6 points off the top 6. That is doable. You know, it is doable. Nobody's going to catch these pair. These pair are just fucking running away with it. Mourinho and Allegri are just pissing on the league, basically. There's no catching them. But the top 6 is catchable. But also, we're only 3 points off 19th place. So, you know, it's going to be difficult, but I think we can do it. I really do. I think we've got the ability to do something to sort this mess out that Inter Milan seem to have found themselves in. So what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to go away now, and I am going to start the rebuilding process. I'm going to set up all my staff and training and tactics and everything. I'm going to basically put up for sale and offer out the players that I'm going to get rid of. We're going to promote the young lads up, and we're going to start really kicking in with this. We've done a great job at Perugia. I think we can all agree we've done a fantastic job at Perugia, turning them from relegation favourites to possible Champions League contenders if they can keep on that path. We've put them in a better place than what they were in. We've given them so much money. They've got so much money to spend. I mean, when I left, there was 24 million available to spend. They've got another 31 in total coming in. They've got the TV money coming in. They're still in the cup. They're 4th in the league. Do it right and they can do it well. You know, that's it. Our focus now is Inter Milan, rebuilding this great club, and that is what we're going to set about doing right now. So we're going to get on with this. I don't think there's going to be a match in this video. This is going to be about rebuilding. I may play a couple of matches and show you the results and stuff, but I don't think there's going to be a live comment in this episode. This is all about players. So I'm going to get on and crack on with that, guys, and I'll be back with you in a memento. Okay, guys, so, oh, good lord, Adolfo Sormani has been appointed as interim manager at Perugia, which I'm really pleased for because he's done a good job in his first couple of games in charge, or his first game in charge. They're still in 3rd, doing really well. They beat AC Milan 1-0 in that match. Where are you? Oh, that's fine. I thought he was one of my first team boys. So I'm really pleased with that. Hopefully you can win them over and get the job permanently. That'd be pretty cool. I do like the new caretaker interim manager thing on Football Manager where they promote from within. I do really like that. It's pretty awesome. In terms of our transfers, we've been given a walloping bit of extra dollar. I went to them and basically said, I want more money. And they were like, no. And then I was like, dude, we're going to fucking fail. And they were like, good point. Okay. And they gave me, I think it was about 25 million, which was pretty awesome. I was really pleased with that. So it allowed us to spend a little bit of dollar. And we went out straight away and we brought in those guys were already here. So we brought in Alex Marais. He was actually already pretty much agreed to go through. I think he was already arranged to go through. So he came in from Udinese for £3.9 million. He's a goalkeeper, really decent goalkeeper as well. Looks pretty good on paper, and he's performed relatively well. He's conceded in his first 2 games, but he's done really, really well for us thus far. Then this guy Alves from Santos, I spent more than I really wanted to on him, but I really, really, really like the look of him. He looks a very decent player, and he showed glimpses of genius when he came on for a couple of minutes in his last game. He was only on for I think about 15 minutes, but he really, really looked good, and he caused the opposition's defences a lot of hassle for just like 10-12 minutes. At the end of the game, he looked really good. And Frank Boumsong from Olympique Lyonnais come in. He cost us £8 million, so he's looking good in terms of stats, and I'm hoping that going forward he'll do a decent job. Got a lot of goals for Lyon's reserves the last couple of years, so I'm hoping we can develop him. But we were really lacking striker options, because obviously we've let where's he gone? Dzeko's gone to Roma for 1.2 million. Perugia have just gone on a massive let's buy your players spree. Stindl went to Perugia and scored on his debut, the winner against AC Milan, and then Puskas has gone to Perugia, and Gary Medell's gone to Perugia, so they've done well out of us. Nagatomo's gone to Leicester. Who was the other one? And Handanovic has gone to Torino, the goalkeeper. Obi Mikel we released from his contract because he just kept rejecting other teams' contract offers, and I was like, well, I don't want you here, and he was like, okay, and that was it, he was gone. He just sodded off, so he's gone now, and I'm pretty pleased with it. The board giving us the money has been a massive help, because without that we'd have been up shit's creek. In terms of results though, I'm starting to think the last manager who was here was just crap. I think he was just shit, to put it bluntly. I think he was shit, and I'll show you for why. First game, 1-0 down after 5 minutes, thanks to Chris Smalling, which was poor. It was a poor goal to concede. And then El Shaarawy got one on 27. Vlasic got 2 in the 52nd and 63rd. Luan on the 75th. And Pione Sisto, the young Dutch guy, well, not young, but the Dutch guy who wanted out, I brought him on as a sub and he popped one home. It was a fantastic performance. We were just brilliant. I mean, we were shit for the first 10 minutes, and then we kicked on. I gave them a bit of a bollocking with the team talk thing, the in-game team talk. Gave them a bit of a bollocking. El Shaarawy straight away, bang, and then that was it. We looked really in control ever since then. And Udinese have been a little bit indifferent of late, so that was a fantastic result. And then Palermo away, I was quietly confident going into it. I felt we were much stronger than them, and we showed it in the game. We were far better than them. Luan with a couple, and Vlasic. Vlasic hadn't scored this season until I came in, and now he's got 3 and 3. One of them was very fortuitous. Let's have a look at it. It was his second goal, because he literally scored this and ran off because he was substituted. He was down to come off. And watch this. Just watch this. Keeper, bang, straight into him, and it goes in. I was like, dude, that's fucking brilliant. Talk about, that's what you get for closing the goalkeeper down. Their keeper cocked right up, and I think that finished them off. At that point, they were like, well, if that's going to happen to us, how the hell are we supposed to do anything else? But going forwards, we've got a massive game against second place Napoli, then a quarter final in the Cup against Juve, then Roma, then Juve, then Cesena, then Sampdoria, Spezia, who are doing all right this season. They're causing a few upsets. We've got Perugia coming up quite soon, and we're in the Europa League knockout stages after being knocked out of the group stage of the Champions League. Very disappointingly as well, I think. They'd been disappointed. I mean, obviously Paris Saint-Germain, going to be difficult to beat, but they would have fancied coming above Leverkusen and PAOK surely, but they didn't. They were beaten by them both, Leverkusen and Paris Saint-Germain. They managed to beat PAOK, but things weren't okay and they didn't qualify. Thank you very much, I'm here all week. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. Like I say, no load come today, just getting everything set up and sorted. Still a bit of transfer window left, but I don't envisage me bringing anybody else in now. Where is he? I was looking through my youth players and I found a beautiful man who's very decent looking stats wise as well. But look at this, Stefano Del Monte. Look at the beautifulness of this man, and he looks very, very decent as well. Got him to sign a new deal, which is always a bonus, and I think he's going to be a massive player for us going forward. He's only 17, and I really like the look of him. Introducing him slowly as a substitute so far, and I honestly do think he's going to be a superb player going forwards. But anyway, guys, we'll leave you with this beautiful man's face, and if you wouldn't mind dropping a like on the video down below, what do you think about me? I'm still sad that I left Perugia, but I'm very excited about the possibility of winning trophies at Inter. How do you think Perugia will do now I've left? I'm hoping they finish in the top 6 still. I really do hope. I mean, they may surprise us all and finish in the top 3 still, which would be awesome. But let me know in the comments down below, guys. And as always, been an absolute pleasure being in your face. Bye bye.